Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to our podcast, where we talk about something we all use every day, smartphones. I'm Linda.
And I'm Leo. Today, we're going to talk about smartphones in a way that helps you learn more English while understanding this amazing technology that's a big part of our daily lives.
That's right, Leo. Whether you're using your smartphone to chat with friends, watch videos, or even listen to podcasts like this one, it's everywhere. But first, let's start with the basics. What is a smartphone?
A smartphone is a mobile phone that lets you do many things besides making calls or sending texts. It's like a small computer that fits in your pocket. Think of it as your personal assistant. You can take pictures, check the weather, and even find directions if you're lost.
Exactly. The word smartphone is made of two words, smart and phone. A phone is what we use to call people. But why do we call it smart?
Good question, Linda. A smartphone is called smart because it can do so many things. It's not just for calling people. You can use apps, which are little programs, to play games, read books, and even learn new things like how to speak English better.
That's true, and there are so many different types of smartphones, like the iPhone or Samsung Galaxy. They may look a little different, but they all do the same kinds of things. Do you have a smartphone, Leo?
Yes, I do. I have a smartphone that I use every day. It helps me wake up in the morning because I use the alarm. I also use it to check my emails and send messages to friends. It's very helpful.
Oh, I use mine all the time, too. I love using the camera on my smartphone. Did you know smartphones have very good cameras now? It's so easy to take a picture of something you like your pet or a beautiful sunset, and then share it with your friends online.
Yeah, the camera is one of my favorite features, too. Speaking of features, smartphones have many other cool things. For example, you can listen to music or watch movies when you are bored.
And you can learn new things, too. There are apps that can teach you how to cook, apps for learning a new language like English, or even apps that help you stay healthy by counting your steps.
That's right. You can even use apps to track how much water you drink in a day. It's amazing how many different things a smartphone can do.
So, in simple words, a smartphone is like having many tools in one. It's a camera, a map, a calculator, a radio, and even a mini computer. But it's also very easy to carry with you. It fits right into your pocket or bag.
And because they are so easy to carry, people take their smartphones everywhere. You see people using them on the bus, in the park, even when they're walking. But, Linda, do you think people are using their smartphones too much these days?
That's a good question. Leo, I think people are using their smartphones a lot, maybe even too much sometimes. It's important to remember to take a break from looking at your screen. Maybe go outside and enjoy nature once in a while, right?
Absolutely. It's easy to spend a lot of time looking at your phone, but like everything, balance is key. It's good to use your smartphone to learn, talk to friends, or relax, but you should also try to enjoy other activities without your phone.
Yes, we'll talk more about this. We'll share some tips on how to use your smartphone wisely and how it can help you with your English learning journey. But for now, let's review what we've talked about today.
Great idea, Linda. So we learned that a smartphone is a type of mobile phone that can do many things. It's smart because it has apps that let you do everything from taking pictures to learning English. It's like having a small computer in your pocket.
Yes, and we also talked about how smartphones help us in our daily lives, whether it's using them as an alarm, checking emails, or simply having fun with apps. But remember, it's important not to use them too much.
Okay, and we'll talk about how to use smartphones wisely and how they can help you learn English faster. And now we're going to talk about something really important, how to use your smartphone wisely.
That's right, Leo, smartphones are great, but it's important to know how to use them in a way that's good for you. Sometimes we spend too much time on our phones, and that's not always a good thing. So let's discuss some smart tips on how to use your smartphone in a healthy way.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in your phone, isn't it? You might start by checking one message and then suddenly you're watching videos for hours. So, what can we do to make sure we're using our phones wisely?
One great tip is to set time limits. For example, if you want to check social media or play a game, set a timer. Say you'll only spend 30 minutes doing it, and when the timer goes off, put your phone away and do something else.
That's a great idea. Setting limits can help you balance your time. Another good tip is to take regular breaks. When you've been using your phone for a long time, your eyes can get tired. So, every 20 minutes, look away from your screen and rest your eyes for a minute.
Exactly. Taking breaks is important. And here's another tip: turn off notifications. You don't need to check every message the second it comes in. You can choose when to check your phone. This way, you're not distracted all the time.
Yes, notifications can be so distracting. When your phone is always buzzing, it's hard to focus on other things. I like to turn off notifications, especially when I'm working or reading. That way, I can focus better.
Same here. Another thing you can do is create phone-free times. For example, you can decide not to use your phone during meals or before bedtime. This gives your brain a chance to relax.
Oh, that's a good one. I've read that using your phone right before bed can make it harder to sleep. The bright screen tells your brain to stay awake, so putting your phone away an hour before bed can help you sleep better.
Yes, and it's good to have some moments in the day where you're not looking at a screen. You can take a walk, read a book, or just enjoy talking to friends face to face. Life is not only about what's happening on your phone, right?
Absolutely. It's important to live in the moment and enjoy things around you. But smartphones can also be really helpful, especially when learning something new, like English. So let's talk about how to use smartphones to help with learning.
Great idea, Leo. There are so many ways to use your smartphone to improve your English. One of the best ways is through language apps. There are apps that can teach you new words, help you with grammar, and even let you practice speaking.
Yes, apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise can be fun and easy to use. They let you learn a little every day, and that's a great way to improve your skills over time. You can practice anytime, anywhere, right from your phone.
And don't forget about podcasts, just like the one you're listening to right now. There are many podcasts in English for learners. You can listen while you're on the bus, walking, or even cooking. It's a good way to hear real conversations in English.
That's so true, and listening to podcasts helps you with pronunciation and understanding natural speech. You can also watch videos in English on platforms like YouTube. There are lots of channels that teach English or just show everyday conversations.
Yes, watching videos is a great way to learn new phrases and see how people talk in real life. You can even try turning on English subtitles while watching a movie or show to help you understand better.
Another useful tool is the dictionary app. If you come across a word you don't know, you can quickly look it up on your phone. Some dictionary apps even give examples of how to use the word in a sentence, which is really helpful.
That's a great tip, Leo. And don't forget to practice speaking. There are apps where you can talk to other people learning English or even native speakers. Practicing speaking is one of the best ways to become more confident.
Definitely, you can also record yourself speaking on your phone. Then listen to how you sound and try to improve. It's like having a language coach in your pocket.
So, to sum up, smartphones are not only fun, but they can also be powerful tools for learning. But like everything, it's important to use them wisely. Set time limits, take breaks, turn off notifications, and use your phone to help you learn.
That's right, Linda. Balance is key. Smartphones are amazing, but we should be careful not to overuse them. And remember, they can be your best friend when it comes to learning new things, especially improving your English.
And we will talk about the future of smartphones and how they might change even more in the coming years. And we talked about how to use smartphones wisely and for learning English. Now, let's imagine what smartphones might look like in the future.
Yeah, it's so interesting to think about. Smartphones have already changed so much over the years. I remember when the first smartphones came out, no touch screens, no apps, just basic things like calling and texting.
That's right. Now, we can't imagine life without all the features we have today. We have touch screens, cameras, apps, and internet access all in our hands. So, what do you think will change in the future, Linda?
Well, one thing that's already starting to change is how we interact with our phones. Right now, we use our hands to touch the screen, but in the future, we might use our voices more. You can already talk to your phone and ask it questions like, "What's the weather today?" or send a message to mom.
Yes, voice assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, or Alexa are becoming very popular. They can already do a lot, like helping you with reminders, setting alarms, or even telling you jokes. Do you think in the future, people will use their phones without touching them at all?
I think it's possible. We might see phones that respond to our voices for everything. You could ask your phone to open apps, play music, or even control things in your home, like the lights or TV, just by talking to it.
That sounds so cool. I've also heard about something called augmented reality or AR. This is where your phone shows information about the world around you. For example, you could point your phone at a restaurant and it would show you the menu or reviews right on your screen.
Oh, yes, AR is already being used in some apps, like when you're looking for directions. You might see arrows on your screen showing you exactly where to go. In the future, this could be even bigger. Maybe we'll use AR glasses connected to our phones, and we won't need to look at a screen at all.
Imagine walking around with information right in front of your eyes without needing to hold your phone. That would make things so much easier, especially when traveling or shopping. You could see everything you need, like prices or reviews, without searching for it.
Exactly. Another exciting thing is how fast smartphones are getting. Every year, new phones have better processors, which means they can work faster and do more at the same time. In the future, our phones might be as powerful as today's computers.
That's amazing to think about. And with faster phones, we could download movies, music, or games in just seconds. We might even see more virtual reality or VR experiences. Have you ever tried VR, Linda?
Yes, I have. VR is where you put on a headset and it feels like you're inside a different world. You can play games or explore places in 3D. I think in the future, smartphones might let us experience VR without needing big headsets. Imagine watching a movie on your phone and feeling like you're inside it.
That would be so cool. And not just for fun, VR and AR could help with learning too. For example, you could practice speaking English by walking around a virtual city and talking to people, all from your phone.
Oh, that would be such a fun way to practice. Speaking of learning, I think smartphones will keep getting better for education. We might see more personalized learning apps that understand what each person needs. For example, your phone could suggest lessons based on how well you're doing and what you need to improve.
That's a great point. Learning apps will become smarter and more like personal teachers. And with faster internet, we'll be able to have live lessons with teachers from anywhere in the world. You could be sitting at home, but learning English from a teacher in London or New York.
That's a great use of technology, and who knows, maybe we'll even have holograms. You could see your teacher or friends right in front of you, even if they're far away. It would feel like you're talking to them face to face.
Wow, holograms, that sounds like science fiction, but with how fast technology is moving, it might not be that far away. Imagine having a meeting or a class with 3D holograms of people sitting around you.
The future of smartphones is going to be really exciting. They'll help us stay connected, learn more, and make our lives easier in ways we can't even imagine right now. But, of course, we still need to remember these tips, using our phones wisely and not letting them take over our lives.
Absolutely, Linda, no matter how amazing smartphones become, it's important to use them in a balanced way. And remember, they're tools to help us, not things we should depend on all the time.
That's right. So, as we look forward to all the cool things that might happen with smartphones, let's make sure we use them to improve our lives, learn new things, and connect with the world while still taking time to enjoy life outside the screen.
Well said, Linda, and with that, we come to the end of our podcast. We hope you've enjoyed learning about smartphones with us, what they are, how to use them wisely, and what the future might hold.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Keep practicing your English and remember that your smartphone can be a great tool to help you along the way. But also take breaks, enjoy the world around you, and stay curious.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.
Goodbye.